Hello everybody, my name is Rodriguez and as you all know that I'm doing additional mathematics and we are on chapter 23 vectors. Okay, we have started with exercise 23.1. So I had already solved question number 2 in the previous lesson, in lesson 3, and now in lesson 4 I'll be solving this question, which is question number 4. Okay, now we have OAB as a triangle. Okay, let's say this is your triangle O, A and B. Okay, given that M is the midpoint of AB, M is the midpoint of AB. So if AB, M is your midpoint, that means BM is equals to MA, same thing. And we are also given that N is a point on OB. On OB we have a point, let's say here, N. Okay? N is a point on OB. Does not say that it's a midpoint, it just says it's a point. It could be here, anywhere. Okay, but we are given a condition that ON, if we put it over here, ON is equal to vector OB. Okay, in the direction. In terms of OA and OB, we have to find AM and OM. So what is AM equals to and what is OM vector OM equals to in terms of OA and OB. So let's first find AM. Now this is your AM. Let me join now in terms of OA and OB. So let me join O to M first. Okay, this is OM. Clear? We also have to find OM. So let me just find first vector OM. And here you have OA and AM. That means OM, vector OM, using the rule for multiplication, addition of vector, triangular law. We have this vector OM, let me put it over here, OM is equals to OA plus AM. Okay? We need to find AM. So let's keep AM over here on one side and bring OA on the other side. So this will become OM minus OA is equals to A. Clear? Now we got AM in terms of OA. Now what is OM equal to? Now we have to convert OM into OB. So let's say we have this triangle now. Okay, I'm looking at this triangle. We have OM and then we have MB and let's say another vector over here, addition of vector OB. So when we add this and this, we get the resultant OB. So I can say, let's say this is equation number 1. So I can say OB is equals to OM plus MB. Okay? Now we know that MB and AM, they are both equal because M is the midpoint. M is the midpoint on AB. So since MB, vector MB is equals to AM, so I can replace MB with AM. Okay? Now I can get the value of OM from here. I shift AM on the other side, so I'll get OB minus AM is equals to OM. This is my second equation. There you are. And this is your first equation. So in place of writing OM, I'll write down this value OB minus AM. So I'm substituting the value of OM in equation 1. The value of OM from equation 2 in equation 1. So I'll get my first equation will now be AM is equals to, in place of OM, I'm putting OB minus AM. and I have minus OA as well. Now remember, we need to find AM in terms of OA and OB. Okay? So now we have AM here. Let me bring this AM on the other side. AM minus will go there, will become plus AM is equals to OB minus OA. AM plus AM will give you 2AM, which is equals to OB minus OA. Now bring this 2 on the other side. So AM will be equals to half OB minus OA. So hence this is your answer. AM in terms of OB and OA is equal to 1 upon 2 OB minus OA. We can leave the answer till here. This is what, because you have to find AM in terms of OA and OB. Now OM in terms of OA and OB. Let me find out. So let's take the second equation. We have OM equals to OB minus AM. We already know the value of AM. We have just calculated it over here. So I'm substituting this value over here. I'll get OM is equals to OB minus, I can write this whole thing, 1 upon 2 OB minus OA. Okay, because AM in terms of OB and OA we have just calculated, it is equals to half OB minus OA. So I can further simplify this. OB minus half OB minus and minus will give you plus half OA. There you go. 1 minus half will give you half. So OM is equals to 1 upon 2 OB plus 1 upon 2 OA. Taking half common. So half OB plus. So I have OM in terms of OB and OA as OM equals to half OB plus OA. Vector OB plus vector OA. And AM in terms of OB and OA is half OB minus OA. I hope you have all understood this. I'll be solving the next question in the next lesson. Okay. So the second part of this question in the next lesson. So hope to see you then. Thank you very much.